Hello and welcome. This is Alchemist X, and I am switching things up a bit for how I'm doing videos. So this is going to be a banner overview as well as going over a little bit of time-sensitive information. And there will be timestamps in the description if you want to skip this intro, because I'm also going to talk about compensation a little bit. Not going to be a normal function of banner overviews, but given what's been going on, I thought I should follow up. I did get compensation because I was one of the people that was affected for 14 days. For whatever reason, Gumi has not decided to compensate those who have been affected for a week or those who were locked out of the game completely for a time. I don't know what's up with that. To my knowledge, they just are not addressing it at all. So if you're affected, please just send tickets, try to, comment on Twitter, that kind of thing. Because I think that's unacceptable. So I'm going to keep playing the game, but as a free-to-play player, because I cannot support a company that does that. It's not a great position to be in, because I imagine that one of the reasons that they appear to be such a skeleton crew of an operation, despite Gumi itself being fairly big, is just because the game doesn't make all of that much money. Because when you're an original IP gacha game, it's much harder. If we look at most gacha games, not Genshin notwithstanding, that aren't related to an existing IP, they don't tend to do as well. The two juggernauts of Gumi are the Final Fantasy, both the Brave Exvius and the War of the Visions especially. So that's where Gumi's resources are going to go. So by I don't know how many other people decided not to spend, or kind of making it worse for them, but it's a lose-lose situation. Because if we pull money from them, that makes it harder for them to manage it better with the resources that they have. But at the same time, if we give them money for doing such a bad job, we're saying that that's acceptable. So the way I look at it is, gacha games don't tend to last forever unless they're Brave Frontier somehow. So eventually the game is going to go away. And I just want to enjoy as much time as I have with the game, given those circumstances. And right now that means enjoying it as a free-to-play. But there's still a lot of enjoyment that can be had. So with all of that out of the way, now let's go ahead and take a look at the banners. And here we are at the banners. So up front, I'm going to say this will be a skip week unless you're after Langhao or the limited mementos for her, or Orion, or you want to pull on the excellent White Day memento banner that is still around for the rest of the week. So let's look into it in a little more detail. First off, we've got the 3 steps, which when they have RNG on step 3, I think are completely worthless. But when they have a selector, there are potentially cases to pull on these. Like, say you're transmuting Langhao and then you get within 25 shards and the shop RNG is just awful, then maybe this is a good way to do it. Or if you're not planning on going for the memento. However, I would assume that if you're going for Langhao, you probably want her memento just because of how big of a damage increase it is. It's because it throws all thunder up. The VCR has a stacking buff on it. Just all kinds of pierce and crit rate up. So I assume most people going for Langhao are going to want to throw the discount tickets at the memento banner instead, but it is an option. I will say that when they have the selectors, it's a slight improvement over what was previously an abysmal banner style. Next, we've got the 500 gem per step normal pool stuff. I do not recommend going all in on this for anyone. If you're relatively new, a step here and there might be good. If you've got the itch to summon, or you still have a collection of normal pool stuff that needs to get rounded out. But veterans, definitely not. Then we've got the coin banner. This can be good if you are looking to enlighten. Say you got Langhao and you just want to do, you're going to get her, right? And if you have plenty of gems, more than enough to transmute, but you just go all in, then the coins here can give you a means to do that. Same thing with Orion or Naju. I assume people wouldn't run this banner for Kuza, Judith, or Uzuma. Then we've got the 9-step for the new mementos. So not much to say here. If you want to, whichever one you want to get, you might have to go to step 9. If you're really lucky, you won't. This banner I would skip. Two of them are normal pool, and the other two are Kuza and Uzuma's, which have been around for a really, really long time. So I don't quite understand why that banner is here. And then we have the excellent White Day one. So I have to apologize for not putting out content last week. But luckily, the one good banner from last week has endured into this week. So it's nice just because all of them are limited. Any 5 stars you get will be in this group. I imagine most people are not going to have them max limit broken. They're not all equal, of course. Like, I don't think a lot of people use Kevin. He can be useful if you need somebody who can get somewhere fast to like cancel a spell cast or something. But overall, very, very niche. Reimei is a little niche too. He's got some good CC as well, and then he's got synergy with Credo, who's also excellent now. So just overall, bare minimum, you could throw 2 discount tickets at it and get yourself a limited White Day memento, bare minimum, if not more. I like that they did this with the 2 new mementos for fairly accessible units. So this banner is as good as the above banner is confusing. So that's all I've got for the banners. So next I want to jump into some important time-sensitive content. Okay, so let's get into the time-sensitive content. So of course, because there's a box event, starting it on the first day and unlocking everything and doing the hard and EX quests, you'll get the most bang for your buck as far as potential soul shards for the characters, stuff for the summon thing, and then potentially elemental shards for the EX quest, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I really wanted to talk about the coins that you can get in doing the daily milestones, because that's something everyone should have time to do. It does not take a long time to finish the dailies every day. Sometimes that's like almost the only thing that I do in a given day. But so for the next 3 weeks, doing all these will net you 20 of the Spring Festival coins a day. Now you can also buy 65 per day for $3 in a special bundle, so about 21.6 coins per dollar, which now let's take a look at the shop and you can see kind of what some of that stuff is going to be worth. So I don't advocate that, because I don't advocate supporting Gumi monetarily at the time, but let's take a look at that coin shop. So if you do your dailies every day, you're going to be able to get 420 of the coins, and that is going to be enough to get one big thing on here. I would recommend for most people the limited 5-star memento selector, because there's some pretty good ones on here, a lot of old ones, but then as we go down, it goes up to like Lockina for the Holy Guard class change ones. So there's a lot of good ones just for the Holy Guard alone. But then there's also the ninjas from Wadatsumi, including like Ugachi or Celis if you're a big fan of the quick and crit heal thing. Or if you still don't have Voda, you could grab the Sprite Trio memento. So as long as you do all of the dailies every day for 20 out of the next 21 days, then you can get one of these for free. And then if you want to get anything on top of it, you'd have to buy the bundles. But I don't necessarily endorse that, because the unit selector's all right. There's some good units on there for sure. Like Irene, Yura, if you didn't have Lockina. I don't necessarily recommend the Dark Phantoms. They're all right. But I definitely think the Memento one is the most valuable. So if you had to choose, I would choose that. But that's just my opinion on that. But I wanted to let all of you know, because that is very important. Like that's a start today and keep it up kind of thing. So that's all I've got for now. In the next video, I want to take a look at the content in a little more detail, like the units that got Enlightenment, the box event, the Orion's Job Plus, etc. Of course, I'm going to have to raise my Orion finally to do that, but I'll be working on that in the next couple of days. So if you are summoning, I will wish you good luck, and I will see you all next time.